Hey folks, Jovan, Hutton, Pulitzer here. On today's broadcast of Tech MOOC, we're going to talk about, how about losing $150 million? How about 20 reasons why startups fail, the things you need to know to avoid? And then this episode's MOOC comes to you from the University of London, London Business School. That's what's coming up next on Tech MOOC.
Welcome to Tech MOOC. What's MOOC? Massive open online courses, and this podcast will give you a massive dose of tech and business savvy. MOOCs from Harvard, MIT, Cambridge and every major university around the globe are the way to stay ahead of the business curve. Your host for this program is Jovan Hutton Pulitzer, the internet pioneer who created Scan to Connect and Scan Commerce. You know, why you're able to scan codes with your mobile device and get information. So let's get started. Here's Jovan.
Hey folks, Jovan, Hutton, Pulitzer, and I'm back. Let's talk about, for our first topic, how about losing $150 million? That's bad enough as it is to lose money in any deal, especially if you have investors. But what if it was lost just because of force majeure, a unforeseen circumstance that you could have never planned for, but at the same time, it's a loss because of gross negligence of planning? You may have heard about this one in the news because even today it's going on. A Canadian court appointed Ernst & Young as monitor for the cryptocurrency exchange Quadriga CX. Now, the company has sought protection from creditors following the death of its chief executive. The fellow's name was Gerald Hutton. He was only 30 years old, but he took a trip to India. And with him, he took his clients access to every bit of their $150 million in digital assets. Yep, they invested in his crypto, but according to his statements from his wife, which were first reported by Bloomberg, Hutton took sole responsibility for handling the exchange assets. And so these passwords that encrypt them, they happen to be only on his laptop, which he alone had access. So when he died, this left customers of the Vancouver-based exchange unable to reach their $150 million US, 190 million Canadian in Bitcoin, Litecoin, and other cryptocurrencies. See, the personal keys that gave them access to their money was stored in cold wallets, but the encrypted hardware is not connected to the internet. So this guy Cotton, it seems, he was the only one that could decrypt, and it is creepy to lose your money, decrypt their cold wallets. He died, and he lost every bit of the $150 million went to the grave with him. They've tried to decrypt these things. His wife has tried to get experts to work on his laptop. It's not doing it. One person had $50 million worth of assets in this, just one individual, and over 92,000 people and their cryptocurrency and massive projects deep six with his untimely death.
Hang tight, Tech MOOC will be right back.
Geico presents Unhelpful Home Improvement How-Tos.
A slippery bathroom floor can result in expensive hospital bills. So today, I'll show you how to cushion a serious fall by filling your bathroom with thousands of plastic balls. Just nail a piece of plywood across the doorway and dump in 2,000 multicolored plastic balls.
You could try to protect yourself with a bathroom full of plastic balls, or you could get liability coverage through the Geico Insurance Agency. Visit geico.com and see how affordable renter's insurance can be.
We're back. Here's Jovan with Tech MOOC.
Okay, I'm back, folks. Let's talk about this 20 top reasons why startups fail. You will not believe some of the reasons startup fail, and there is a common, should we say, consensus out there that 90% of all startup fails. And that was by a study by Harvard Business School. However, there's a new study that says that number may actually be closer to 75%, but who knows what the real number is? Maybe it's somewhere in between the two. That's why this particular episode is sponsored by the University of London and London Business School. You know, they do a MOOC, an online class you can do right now to improve your education and learning. It's out there on the web, folks. Anything you want to learn, from programming, artificial intelligence, you name it, you can learn it. Well, this particular one from the University of London and London Business School is called How to Finance and Grow Your Startup Without Venture Capital. Now that sounds like a great idea, and I hear a lot of rumblings about the Silicon Valley where it's just kind of getting incestuous, investing in each other's deal. A lot of people are turning away from venture capital. So that's why this course might be good for you, how to finance and grow your startup without VC. Here's the description. If you're an entrepreneur at any stage of your journey and you need money to start or grow your business, then this course is the course for you. This course will introduce and help you put to use in your startup the 5 models which you can, or your customers can, finance your business. That's if you have the will to do it. That's if you ask them to do it. You know, your customers can fund your business for you. Now, these 5 time-tested models have been put to use by entrepreneurial superstars like Michael Dell, Bill Gates, Richard Branson, and more. However, sadly, these 5 models are rarely talked about and not widely understood. Now, why is that? Because people didn't know you could access the information, but now you can. It's a MOOC. It's an online course. You can find it at the University of London, put on by the London Business School. It's called How to Finance and Grow Your Startup Without Venture Capital. And let's drop back to the 20 reasons why startups fail. What do you think is the top reason of all reasons that startups fail? Well, according to research, the number one reason why a startup fails is simply because incompetence. That's the number one reason. People think they can do a startup, think they know it, or think they know everything, and all of a sudden they are in an incompetent position. Or you've seen it before, hire their best buddies or roommates. That's one of the things that Harvard warns about, because sometimes building these cliques doesn't mean that you actually do what's right for your company. And that leads to one of the other reasons. The next 30%, they say, fail due to unbalanced experience or lack of managerial experience. You know, a lot of people go into business with a great idea, but actually have no reason for going into the business to begin with. Let's kind of read these from the bottom up. Let me tell you what they are in ranking order in reverse. Number 20 is due to 7% don't do this. They failure to pivot, meaning they realize they have to change their business model, but they cannot pivot. They just don't do it. Number 19, this is 8%. It's due to burnout. How many people do their startup, pursue their dreams, find out they can't get it done, and just actually all burn themselves out? Well, according to this, it's 18%. Number 18, and it accounts for 8%, is that they don't use networking, or they don't use advisors. They kind of just go their own way without expert advice. Number 17, another 8%, is legal challenges. Number 16 is they get no financing or investor interest. That's 8%. And then let's scoot up on the list. How about number 12? Number 12, this accounts for 13%. Disharmony on the team or between the team and investors. You know, if there's disharmony, if you can't get it together and you can't agree, then the company can suffer. They say 13% of startups fail for that reason. Another 13% lose focus. Another 13% miss it because the product was mistimed. Coming in at 9 and 8 is 14%, and that's ignoring customers or just plain poor marketing. At number 7, it's because the company either needs or lacks a business model. Number 6 at 17% as well is they just have a poor product. Number 5, coming in at 18%, is pricing and cost issues. You know, you can pay too much for the product and you can charge too much for the product. Both of them can tank your dreams in a startup. Number 4 is what you must pay attention to, because you should know this going in. 19% of these startups fail because they were out-competed. You have to think about your startup not only on how you're going to make it, but how somebody's going to take it from you. And it's in thinking about how somebody will take it from you that you can out-compete them. Coming in at number 3, at 23%, is just not having the right team on your startup to pull it off in the first place. 29% comes in as running out of cash. That's a big one, but you see, more reasons startup can fail are all because of the little things. In fact, 40% fail simply because there is no need for what they're doing in the marketplace, but it still doesn't top the number 1, which comes in at 46% of all companies and startups fail simply because of incompetence. This is Jovan Hutton Pulitzer for the MOOC Report, and don't forget our special MOOC for this episode brought to you by the University of London, London Business School, how to finance and grow your startup without venture capital. I'll see you next time.
Thanks for being with us here on Tech MOOC. You can find each episode using hashtag TechMOOC or search hashtag Jovan Hutton Pulitzer. Until next time.